Welcome back, Big Read Along members. Tonight we're covering part 6 of The Death of Superman, which is Superman the Man of Steel number 19. Just like the last one, this is written by Louise Simonson, and the art is done by John Bogdanov. It's from January 1993. So, we last left, Doomsday had incapacitated Guardian and Superman in the collapse and explosion of Habitat. When he burst out of that explosion, I guess, or the collapse, you want to say, and he was on his way to Metropolis in 10-mile leaps at a time. So he's 5 jumps and he's there, because he's only about 50 miles away. We pick up right away. He's still getting the Metropolis crying, Metropolis, and breaking necks. So, Path of Destruction, still there. But it doesn't last long, because Superman redoubled his efforts once again. So this has got to be what? Quadrupled his efforts? And here he comes, and he puts a hit on. Very good. It's what we need to see out of our hero, right? We've got to see the Big Blue coming through to help everybody. He makes a good play here. He's going to take Doomsday up into the atmosphere, into space, or whatever he says. I believe he calls it just into space, I think is what he says. So that way he can't get any leverage or momentum or anything, because then he has nothing to push up. But he's so quick, he's so agile. The creature is as agile as it is strong. It twisted away and I couldn't hold it. And it kicked him right in the face. Or right in the guts, I guess. So in the stomach. That sends Superman right through a construction site. Doomsday's again on his own. We see Ma and Pa, John and Martha, are concerned for their son. Superman says he's got to make this quick or he may not live to see the end. Flashback all the way back from the first issue. We got an appearance of the Warworlders. Doomsday went right through the ground, and he happens to find the Warworld escapees in the underworld. He breaks everyone free, mostly because he just likes to destroy things. They're like, "Hey, all right, that's great, but you kind of gotta bow down to us because we're the head of these rejects of the upper world." Doomsday lays waste to the little, I don't really know what his name was, I didn't say, but he hits him here, and you wonder, what was that? Just like a splat, and then he sends everybody else flying, the other large guy and some of the other members. Well, the next one you see, his head is gone. He punched his head clean off, popped it like a zit. Superman comes in again, saves that, but yet again, more destruction, whether it's inadvertent or intentional. Doomsday causes more destruction. Another explosion. Gas line was hit. Boom. Electricity power line is ripped. Causes a gigantic explosion. It's rocking Metropolis. Finally, young Lex Luthor says, yeah, go ahead to Supergirl. But it's in front of the cameras, and he makes it, of course, a spin and a play for publicity. He's never doing anything just because. He believes it. It's always like what looks good, right? And he says, basically, I like how he sets it up here. Does Superman cause more harm than he actually is good? Because our city's a target because of him. That's why we're here. Doomsday's obviously coming here because of Superman. Kind of a stretch. I don't know. Maybe. Supes can barely hold on. He's getting jacked with those big jagged claws. Or bony protrusions. He's thrown asunder. Supergirl comes in. I'm going to stop him. She gives him a good hit, but Doomsday spins on her just like he did Superman in midair. Hits her. And so I'm guessing this Supergirl is a clone of some sort. I don't really know the backstory of what's going on here. I really wish I had a little bit more. I had done a little bit more about each character, but I totally forgot these things happened. And we see her turn into some form of a gray blobular thing. And she says he must be some sort of a weird alien. We got some people now. Sending some shots in. Mr. Who is it? Bibowski. And what's his name? There's Mildred, Bibowski, and Professor something. Professor. But Bibowski just calls him Professor instead of Professor. They have some belts. They get to safety. The Keith's orphanage there, that's getting wrecked again from more explosions because multiple explosions are going off now. Superman's like, another gas main must have been ruptured, and it's like boom, boom, boom. And he says here, I can't be much good for anything but a shield as of right now. So he finally goes back to saving the innocents. This is kind of more, I mean, he's been doing it, but right now, I mean, they're in the middle of this big fight. We're seeing Doomsday. He's wrecking havoc on Metropolis. He's killed multiple people just minutes ago. And finally, Superman is saving people right now. Maybe it's because he's a friend of Keith. He knows Keith so well. I don't know. But he went back to kind of the Superman ways, what we like to see. Maybe it's because this is a different writer, and Wheezy has a better hold of how Superman's real characteristics would be. So she put in a better thing here. I don't know. But it's good to see Superman being Superman, in my opinion. I like this little scene here of these guys with their guns and everything. There's like some police force. This one kind of reminds me of Dum Dum Dugan. I'm a Marvel guy, and I love the Howling Commandos and Nick Fury. So I automatically thought of Dum Dum right there when I saw that dude. Kind of the same build, that same bowler, cigar. He's got the flak jacket on. And he just really reminded me of him. But they're blasting away at Doomsday. Not much help. So that's Turpin is his name. That guy is. But Superman's back in action. He's going after Doomsday. He's hitting him with everything he says, and he's hoping that he is chipping away. Doomsday's feeling it as much as Superman is, even though it doesn't appear that he's slowing down one bit. We have weapon experts from Cadmus. They're coming in with some cool little flying things that have these like lasers on them. They have like some jetpacks with cool lasers, and they're raining down shots on Superman. And they say, you know what? Who cares if we hit Superman? We have to try to stop Doomsday. So here they are. They're raining shots down, coming in all over Superman, all over Doomsday. Just shots are fired. And that actually brings us to the end of the issue. They're pretty fast because right now it's just a lot of fighting. There's not much. I mean, it's a quick read. The pace is picking up because we're reaching the home stretch here. So part 6 has ended. I do like this one better than I had the last couple issues. So I feel like I said, Wheezy has a little better hold of Superman's character, his characteristics. She put in the police force with Turpin, and that was a little like a dum-dum to me. So I'm actually going to rate this one still as a 4. Both Man of Steel books have gotten a 4 from me, so that's a good sign. And I really like that last line here. He says, "Your rampage ends here, Doomsday, even if it kills me." And he thinks to himself, Metropolis is where I hold the line. That's right, hold the line. So definitely picking up. We're ramping up. Next one is our last part 7, and that is Superman number 75. So join us again, and thanks for listening. Put any comments below and hit that subscribe button. Alright, have a good one.